Okay, we are back. This is episode 3. Yes, 3 of Nascar Daytona, the career series that I have. This is again a temporary series. Something may replace it, something may not. As of now, the only permanent series, permanent series, expected days. I'm wording this incorrectly. The only days that are for sure going to be guaranteed to have video uploads are going to be on Wednesdays. Current series right now, I believe, is Ultimate General Gettysburg. As I've said in a further video, I make these videos ahead of time. I still believe that yes, it should still be Ultimate General Gettysburg. I should probably bring up a calendar when I talk about these things to make sure I'm not too ahead of myself. After that should be Jalopy. We'll see. You'll see. Anyways, if this series is canceled at some point, and unless I say otherwise, don't expect extra videos on Mondays and Fridays. Sorry, but it'll be how it is. Okay, so we're back. Last episode was about 13 minutes or something like that, I believe. We got the money we needed to upgrade our engine to a number 2 upgrade. It's not what it's called, but it's basically the second upgrade for the engine. Because here's 1, here's 2. Wait, actually no, it's 3. I want the third one. I'm bad at math. Alright, cool. Yes, engine. Yes, I know I have tiny bits of money left. That should be installed, I hope. I don't think that it would not be installed. Okay, let's go. Alright, so race number 3. We are going to Anoka Speedway. Let's do it. Alright, we are here at Anoka Speedway. We are going to go ahead and qualify, obviously. Oh, something, if you're curious, which I can't do now. Dang it, I was going to back up, but you can't. I believe if you don't want to do qualifications or practice, or not practice, but main and heat or whatever, I believe you just automatically start as a B main, so you have to start at 13th place and end up in 3rd, at least, to end up in A main. So it's kind of hard to justify not doing that unless you have like a really good car, which I don't. Fortunately, for some reason, I'm the first qualify, which really sucks because I have no idea what the benchmark is. Not that it would necessarily change the performance that much, but you know, it's nice to at least know. Alright. Something that they do have in the other NASCAR game that I said that I enjoy because it's out of racing, the career mode that I have is enjoyable is that you can also customize the look of your character. Which, if I do end up replacing this with something, this NASCAR series, I might end up doing a little bit of that. Maybe not a couple episodes, but maybe like a season or 2 of that. Because I'm not sure what's going on with the camera there, but okay. Because, like I said, I enjoyed that, and I would like you guys to see that. Yeah, you can customize your character some. I don't recall how in-depth it is, but I do recall it was kind of funny because if you did really badly in the race or you just didn't do good enough, your character would sometimes get mad and he'd throw his helmet. But it was kind of entertaining because you could customize your character to have a helmet, like being worn all the time, which basically meant that he was throwing a helmet while also wearing a helmet, which I found to be very entertaining and silly. So I'm not doing super good here, but that's my own fault. You have to like stay in the grayed out area, or white, and not do that. Oh jeez, that does not make me comfortable. In order to be able to have the best speed you can possibly have. As long as we maintain 5th, we'll be fine and be in A main. So we're in 4th. If we can get 3rd, I'd be happy, but it isn't required. Okay, we have 3rd. Do we hold it? Is he spinning out? Dang. There's this little thing that I used to do when I was on the GameCube, which is a little bit harder to do on keyboard, is if you went up to them and you rubbed them very ever so slightly on the nose of their vehicle, it would actually make them spin out. It was very interesting. I don't know what caused it, but I enjoyed it. I started in 3rd, I finished in 3rd, I'll take it. Holy dick, that guy came from 10th. Alright, let's get to this A main. Let's show them who's boss of the Heat 2, the 2 Heat boss ish, because I'll probably be in 5th again or something like that. Right, I have no idea what's going on with the camera. I do hope that stops though, because that's kind of silly. Ah, frick. I messed up the engine a little bit. And because it's a higher level engine, the engine's just going to cost more to repair as well. It's also obviously going to mess with my performance in this race as well. Something I'm curious about is why, for the GameCube, they chose A, B, X, and Y. They also did that for the Xbox as well for some reason. And then PlayStation, they chose like geometric shapes for some reason. I don't get that. I mean, I guess that's a little bit better than being reliant on letters that a country may not use. Like if you sold PlayStation to China, they would be like, "What are these letters? I don't know letters. I do characters." So I guess PlayStation's ones kind of makes sense, but GameCube and Xbox though, why? Although Sony and all of them have, except for the Wii, I guess, but they all have right trigger, left trigger, which only really works for obviously the English speakers. So that's kind of interesting thing to think about. But yeah, why A, B, and C, X, and Y? I don't know. I'm curious. Let me know if you know why those specific letters were chosen compared to like literally anything else. Remember the Nintendo 64 controllers had basically that as well. I didn't own one, but I did play one for a good amount of time. But yeah, so my memory's a little bit foggy on what the Nintendo 64 controller had. I think there was a Z, an R, and an L. There wasn't a thumb. There was a not like a thumb pad, but basically it replaced the C stick. It was before the C stick. They just had C buttons. So they had a thumb pad, which you used to maneuver. Actually, wait. Well, it depended on the game because they did have an analog stick, which was nice compared to doing what I'm doing right now. You did have the thumb pad, and you also had the C buttons. Basically, that's why if you ever see one controller, they only have one stick. So instead of like, they didn't have games that you really looked around that I can think of. And if they did, I can imagine you'd be using those C buttons to do, which was also yellow, mind you. That's not super significant, but it is, if you're curious if that came from something before, well, it did. That's kind of why they chose yellow. I don't know, different color scheme. Make it differentiated from the thumb letters. Okay, let's see how badly that cost us. Alright, exit. What do we got? 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 Alright, so the expenses weren't so bad, luckily. We obviously got all of our... Wow, the aerodynamics cost more than the engine. Huh. I literally bought the engine, just the engine, and that somehow increased the value to $3,000. I don't know how that works, but I really don't want to break it. Alright, so that's cool. Let's see. This episode looks like it's going to be a bit shorter. I think what we have to do is increase the race length a little bit. I don't want it to be too long. Actually, no. I think we're gonna keep it like this. Here's the article that cuts off on half a sentence for some reason. Yeah, if I had to make an Nascar Dirt Daytona 2, graphics update would be one thing. Player customization isn't a big deal, but that wouldn't be a bad thing. Uh, maybe making some of those out of career abilities that they had in that one other NASCAR game that I forgot what it was called. I have been interested in getting into another NASCAR game, like a more recent one, but I don't know if they have career settings and things like that. Yeah. Well, this episode is shorter than the last one, unfortunately, it looks like. So I'm just kind of rambling to get some time. Again, let me know the color schemes. That's fine. Whenever I see it, I'll get to it. I can guarantee you. You just may have to wait a couple episodes because, again, I do these episodes a good bit ahead of time in order to give myself space to, have space to space things. Space. Oh, also, by this time this video's out, No Man's Sky will be out. It actually comes out on the day, so it'll come out cool. Hopefully, yeah, I'll be able to play that game or something. Maybe you guys will see something of it. I don't know. Anyways, I just hope you enjoyed the episode.